Alright, so Rolling Stone just published an article on underground rap, and they basically just called everyone chronically online. I'm just kidding, they kind of said it, but they made some points about it and the future of underground rap, and I haven't read the whole thing. I kind of want to react to it with you guys. So the title of the article is "The Future of Underground Rap is Extremely Online. TikTok infamy is just the tip of the iceberg for three young acts as the vanguard of underground rap." And pictured are Netspend, Xavier So Based, and Yapo JJ. And I'm not going to put up images of the text, I'm just going to read off of it and tell you my thoughts on it. I'll link the article in the description below. So it starts by saying, by the time you figure out where a song by New York rapper and producer Xavier So Based is coming from, it's usually already over. On 2021's 115 and LSD, which the 20-year-old cites as a creative breakthrough in his music, he builds up a cacophony of exotic bird whistles, overlapping hums, overheard yells, exploding machine gun shells, and blown out 808s across just 2 minutes. Xavier's songs often repeat halfway through at double speed. His voice tumbles through verses about twerking and trapping and blunt toking on an Xbox. On My Own, from his recent mixtape Keep It Going Zave, turns raw feedback into the bass below a never quite conclusive loop of beeps, the deep tones and danceable hi-hats, forming an atmosphere as casual as it is intricate. So if you're like me, you probably got absolutely nothing from that description other than that his music is weird, which I guess it would be to a middle-aged Rolling Stone writer. They then say, Xavier has established himself as the eyes and ears of a movement bubbling through two other young talents, the soulful Alabama Warbler. Hold on, let's all expand our vocabulary today. Warbler. Definition: any number of small, a person who sings in a trilling or quavering voice. So like a little trembly, I guess, who favors a hazy trap influenced sound and gothic image crafted with the help from an online artist friend based in the Czech Republic. And fresh-faced firebrand Netspend, whose foxious European features are usually half concealed under a swoop of ice blonde hair that recalls spiritual ancestor Justin Bieber as much as rock god Kurt Cobain. I do think that comparison is very spot on, because everyone's like, yo, Justin Bieber. I feel like everyone calls every white kid or every white dude that's like underground or coming up, oh, he's just like Justin Bieber. But I mean, that's been, you can make the similarity kind of. Obviously the music is nothing like, but you get what I'm saying. Xavier, Yap, and Net have been posited as the event horizon of so-called mumble rap. Oh my god. And the first chairs in a rowdy orchestra of new SoundCloud-born heroes somewhere between the likes of Lil Uzi Vert and the late Lil Peep. Okay, I feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't really say, okay, so I think Netspend said he was listening to Lil Uzi when he was like 8. I'm sure they've all listened to like Lil Uzi and Lil Peep, but I don't really think, I wouldn't call them mumble rap. That's like mumble rap. I remember mumble rap was like Lil Uzi back then, Playboy Cardi, the Migos. It was like, it was like, what, da 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 da. It doesn't really feel the same. So they move on by saying, although their music crams in plenty of Gen Z beckoning references, SpongeBob and Twilight, and photo booth selfies of tweens with heat-straightened hair, none of these artists are making music exclusively for kids. Just look at the all-ages mix of attention they get from terminally online kids cutting together videos with their music. Hey, whoa, why are they calling me? I'm just kidding. Scrupulous A&Rs with the right For You pages and New York Times writers clued into the phenomenon alike. Okay, so I'd say they're okay, no, never mind. They just say something. But the music has an undeniable hold on a younger demographic, often playing a role in helping teens, however crudely, process a world that can be extremely bleak. One of Xavier's most popular TikTok snippets blew up when it became the song du jour for a trend called the, I'm not going to say that, something stance, where users assumed the buckled pose, all too familiar these days, as an effect of the deadly synthetic drug supercharging the modern opioid epidemic. By the way, a lot of people comment, yo, this guy cannot read. It's because I'm usually in a super dark room or something, and it's like midnight, and I'm just recording these for fun, just to clue you in, because I know I kind of butchered that reading. Anyways, funny, isn't it? Plainly indicative of modern coping mechanisms towards societal ills. It is. So over here, they kind of say, yo, they're making music that's catching the attention of everyone alike. But I'd say it's really just catching the attention of younger people, because I'll give you an example, Netspend. Like, if you're over 25 listening to Netspend, I'm not saying you can't enjoy music, but it's like, if you genuinely enjoy that, like, there might be something wrong with you, because it's just made for kids almost. I'm not going to say all of his music, but when an old head says Netspend is trash, I kind of understand, because it's like, it's not for you. You know what I mean? I actually have a video on that. Or, they definitely make like kid music. Like it's really it's meant for like 15 to like 20 year olds, really, like maybe a little older, like 22, 24, 25. But you get it, right? Like you're 30 years old, like this person from Rolling Stone, her or him, I'm not sure of their gender, listening to Shine in Peace, you know, I don't know if they'd really like, get that. Or I mean, I'm not saying it's something that you get, but you know, it's just not really that. Xavier, who began producing before he settled on his hypnotic flow, finds the bones of his beats everywhere, from Windows power-up noises to snippets of hub he catches on city streets. As a producer, he's gifted at giving his laid-back tales a feeling of drama, a song about a vibrator crescendos euphoric layers of piano worthy of any blockbuster romance kiss. He says he tends to work spontaneously, something Yop and Net each echo. Net likes to pull up the production software at BandLab wherever he is so he can go to town without losing his momentum. Instead of thinking of it and writing it down, Xavier expands, I'll think of it and do it. So that's something really cool about them. Like a lot, or not just Netspend, a lot of SoundCloud rappers these days just record off BandLab, and you know, SoundCloud rap has never been known for its pristine mixing quality, so it totally gets the job done. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, low-key BandLab should start signing rappers. That would be so hard. So they just praised Xavier's talent as a producer. They then say many of the trio's songs have gone viral on TikTok, the apt choice for a post-internet generation accustomed to a world where seconds-long videos can loop forever. The passing head rush of a popular sound like Xavier's Patch Made, Yop's Jet Lag, and Net's We Not Like You sets the scene for skate tricks, fit pics, and front camera goofing. A few scrolls down, the videos lean even further into modernism, shitpost modernism, vividly fried smash cuts of the rappers dancing at shows or on Instagram Live, interwoven with dance duets with AI roaches and Roblox streams. It's all extremely online, and both Xavier and Yop say they don't see a huge difference between finding a kindred spirit via DM or in person, as long as they're able to catch the right vibe through a well-placed sample or killer meme. Sometimes the invisible string of the activity-based algorithm is exactly what makes the right collaborator feel like a stroke of magic. It's like, I don't know you and you don't know me, but we found each other through this thing called the internet, and now we're making music together that our fans love. It's a great feeling. So people have been doing this for a long time, especially on SoundCloud. It's all internet, but I feel like now it's insane. They definitely have like a point when they say this, because if you remember back in the day, you know, you can remember, just think of any like underground rap group, you know, think of I don't know, Gotham Click or something. These were in-person groups, you know what I mean? Like these groups met in person, they collaborated in person, and they posted music on the internet, and people would find them through the internet. But nowadays, the music is being made through the internet. People are making songs together on Discord. So yeah, I think it just makes everything hyper online. So I agree with them. Born and raised on the Upper West Side, Xavier's quicker to call his music New York stuff than any other various subgenres it's been categorized under online. Okay, he makes a lot of jerk music. His family has been in the city since the 1970s, when his mom's side immigrated from the Dominican Republic. Xavier and his older brother Alexander will be visiting later this year to walk her down the aisle when she weds her partner of 12 years. Xavier's mom, Evelyn, began working as a house DJ in the 1980s, spitting smooth electronic blends of techno and popular rap for decades at parties throughout Manhattan. That meant there was a production software on the family computer from the time Xavier could reach the mouse. Sitting around a table of fajitas on the Lower East Side with Indira, I might have messed up that name, I probably did, and Xavier, Evelyn pulls up a home movie on Facebook that depicts two of Xavier's cousins leaning up against a table stacked with decks, rapping into corded microphones. A 6-year-old Xavier bops in and out of frame, twisting his head, hands, and shoulders with focus, far less interested in showboating than riding his own wave. He recalls being confused by a song Xavier said inspired him to make music because the vocalist wasn't rapping on beat. That's what's cool about it, she remembers him explaining. Yapo JJ grew up in Huntsville, Alabama, a childhood soundtrack by his mother's curated mix of Toni Braxton, Tracy Chapman, Rich Homie Quan, and Young Thug. More than anything, it was the way Queen's Freddie Mercury could conduct a roaring crowd that made him want to try music himself at age 15. While he says he only freestyles off the dome, not writing ahead of time doesn't mean he's not thoughtful about his subdued yet sonorous style. His most streamed song, 10 or 10, is a soft and fuzzy dotted with laughs and cheers as he muses softly, I got my blunt and I'm right next to you. I'm writing this to you. So they kind of talk about their upbringings, you know, New York, Xavier's being in New York and Yapa JJ's being in Alabama, and how their upbringings influence their music. And this is just kind of like every artist has this, they all have those different come up stories or influence, or just like music that was played to them as a kid that influences how they want to, put out music and make music. Last December, at Yap's first performance with Xavier in New York, eager fans overran the venue, scaling fire escapes and breaking apart a full-bodied metal detector before the show was called off, then revived at a Lower East Side skate park. The chaos of his concerts lives in the blogosphere history books now. It was also around the time Xavier introduced Yap to Net's music. Amid a sea of imitation, rage rappers, and post-hyperpop monotony, something stood out to Xavier about the Richmond, Virginia teenagers' demon-spawn stylings. Okay. I'm pretty sure Yap and Netsman have been working with each other longer than Xavier, by the way. Netsman leads into the troublemaking badass kid persona, jumping on beds and spraying red wine all over the sheets in the music video for his incendiary Guns Blazing album 2024 Freestyle. Still, Net says he doesn't really want to be bad. He has 3 siblings, but he felt isolated in school. Like everyone else was in the corner, and I was in another corner. He loved Future, Michael Jackson, and yes, Bieber growing up, and tried out rapping in the 5th grade. Quit high school after his freshman year, starting to seriously pursue music after a friend noted Net was actually pretty nice with it. Dang, I didn't realize he dropped out of freshman year. That's crazy. Before he was even up like that, or I don't know, maybe it was after all this blew up. Probably after all of this blew up. His entire brief career, Net has worked from anywhere. He recorded his breakout hit Drank 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 in about 10 minutes while sitting in his mom's car in their driveway. That's crazy. As he explained in a recent interview, he wasn't trying to be loud in the crib. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Drank, drank, drank. Son, what are you doing here? Nah, that's mad funny. But what they say, the 90-second song that got him a manager, came together even quicker. On the track, needle-sharp cheers overlap with thick, blunt-edged 808s, firing at different levels as Net raps from a lonely porch at the club. What they say swaddles the ears so naturally that when the beat abruptly kicks into double time halfway through, the switch hits like an authoritative figure snapped right between the eyes. Even the same name Netsman happened in an instant. He just needed a SoundCloud handle to post what he'd been working on, and he quickly thought of the internet. With that being said, he does have some loose long-term plans. We're gonna take over. So he wants to go crazy. After we reschedule an initial interview, I see via Instagram story that the conflict was because of a meetup with Chief Keef. The transition to being public figures can be shaky for all 3 artists, especially this fast. Net, who posts and deletes on social media at an even brisker clip than he uploads and takes down music, finds the internet downright scary. I'm not gonna lie, he got so much hate. I would hate Twitter if I were him. Like I would be like scared to hop on there, or like, because for me, like I get one bad comment on these types of videos, like dang, whatever. But then for him, like there was a period of time where he was blowing up off of it, but everyone hated him. People are starting to come around now, but like everyone hated his music so much, like I can't imagine. Anyways, he said, right now I can only have people around me that are genuine and that I trust. He says these days Yap is looking for the same thing, and says he often turns to Xavier to talk about the stress of the industry. Sometimes I feel the pressure, but then I'm like, shit, I'm with Zabe, and he's feeling it too, he says. While many of his fans mingle largely on social media, Yap struggles with social anxiety and is afraid about reading comments online. That's kind of ironic, I think, that like all these people came up through the internet and all their fan bases are chronically online and they're always online. But like these guys don't even want to be on the internet. Like Xavier's so base, he's definitely outside a decent amount. Netsman looks like doesn't even want to be on social media. Yapo JJ, actually Yapo JJ is live on Instagram for like 4 to 5 hours every day, but it's interesting. But anyways, they move on and say much of the fast and loose trajectories of their careers feels like somewhat of a blur to Xavier and Net, but their 30-year-old manager Renaissy, who's worked with underground artists like Space Ghost Perp since 2014, holds certain memories close. DJ Renaissy hosted a lot of Glock 40 Spaz tracks too. He's been doing a lot of stuff in the underground. He's been known. I'm pretty sure, I don't know about recently, but he was definitely cool with DJ Fat and stuff. On his birthday, early June 2022, a few days after running into Xavier and some friends skating in Riverside Park, he found them sharing a stacked lineup at a show only accessible by coordinates eager enough attendees could access by messaging a certain Instagram account. At those coordinates, Xavier's whole crew performed under the light of the moon for a raucous mob as fireworks exploded overhead. Feeling the force of the audience dancing hard enough to conjure a phantom earthquake, Renaissy didn't know what exactly he was watching, but it looked like the future. He hit up Xavier immediately after. Behind the virality, or streaming numbers, or follower accounts, there are always hordes of irresponsible young people looking for a late night thrill. Dang, I wish I didn't butcher that. But I think that was actually a good article, they definitely wrote a really good article. I remember I did a video on like those New York Times people talking about Netspend. It was just that was just kind of embarrassing, but like these people, they definitely did justice. They were very fair, and yeah, they kind of glazed. I'm just kidding, but you know, they wrote a great article on it, gave some cool insights. So I think they said like Netspend has 3 siblings and he dropped out of freshman year and how he got his name and whatnot. They talked about Xavier's based, heritage and his upbringing and whatnot. And they also talked a little bit about Yalpa JJ's social anxiety, which I hadn't heard about as much either. I think another thing interesting about Yalpa JJ is he listens to like a lot of classic older artists, which is just cool. Maybe that's what inspires his choice of fashion and whatnot. So they said the future of underground rap is extremely online, and I think they're totally right. I think it's only gonna get more and more online. Like at some point, you're gonna be able to make music on your phone, and it'll sound just as good as, almost like it's already kind of there, but it's gonna sound even better when the microphones get better and whatnot. And earbuds have better mics and stuff. It's just gonna get. And whenever the barrier to entry drops like that, like think about it. Your marketing, your studio, it's all on your phone, which is kind of crazy to think about, and that's what's made this possible. So I think stuff's just gonna get more and more and more creative. Like there'll probably be like AI mixers in like 5 years, or like 2, 3, 5 years. Think about it. Like, yo, I want my stuff mixed like a plug and be mix, and they'll like make the preset to your voice or something. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but so it'll definitely be pretty crazy. As to whether or not these 3 are the future, I think Netspend's definitely gonna go far. I think Yalpa JJ could definitely go far too, and I think Xavier can go. I don't think he'll go as far as them, because he's more all over the place, if you kind of get what I'm saying. But he's got a lot of hype behind him, so I don't know. I would just say that it's kind of uncertain, like you can't really say, and no one really knows what it'll be, because you look at the 2021 underground, which I'm not gonna lie, they were just all like random kids that blew up on TikTok. I mean, not saying that these guys are that much different, but you look at a lot of those guys and they're not doing that good at all. They're doing pretty bad. So I would just say, can't say for sure, but I definitely like these guys better. I like their music better. It's more organic, it's more real, in my opinion. But yeah, that's it for this video. Good article. Shout out Rolling Stone. See you next time. Bye.